I'm 23, turning 24 in a few months. And it felt like I was 18, like, yesterday. It felt like I was 13 years old yesterday. It felt like I was 7 years old playing with my little action figures, like, last week. Like, where the hell has time gone? I haven't bought my parents a house yet. I'm not making the amount of money I thought I'd be making by this point. I haven't got my dream physique. I haven't traveled to 30 countries. I don't know when I'll have a kid. I mean, how could I even have a kid if I don't even know how to keep myself in check half the time? What I just said there might have resonated with you so much that you're thinking, was you talking about yourself or was you talking about me? When I was a teenager, I thought everyone in their 20s had their shit together. I thought everyone had, like, their life was clear. They knew what they wanted. They knew what career they wanted. They knew how much money they wanted to be making. You know, they sort of are all right with how they wanted to be physically. So then I thought, okay, when I'm in my 20s, when I'm like a full-grown adult, I'm going to have my shit together. I'm going to know what I want in my life. I'm going to, you know, I'm going to have loads of money. I'm going to be where I want to be when I'm in my 20s. Now I'm here, 23 years old, I realise that no one has any idea what's going on. Like, literally everyone that I know personally that's in their 20s is just sort of coasting through life, taking it day by day. And this, boys, leads me to the concept of a quarter-life crisis. So the average life expectancy of an adult that lives in the US or the UK is around 80 years old, I think. So a quarter of that would be 20. So my definition of quarter life, or people that can experience this quarter life crisis, are people that are in, like, you know, from 20 years old all the way up until late 20s, maybe even early 30s. We've all heard of this term, midlife crisis. You might have someone in your family or someone close to you that's experienced this. And I think it's something that can also be experienced when you're in your early, mid or late 20s. And if you don't know what it is, I'll give you a quick explanation. The easiest way to explain this is you reach a point in your life where you feel confused about your true identity and you feel confused about what you truly want from life. You have this feeling of being stuck where you're kind of questioning all the time, am I on the right career path? Am I doing what I really want to do in life? Like, am I in the right location? Am I in the right relationships? And this can happen for a variety of reasons. One of the first reasons and obvious reasons is social media. You know, how many times, like, if you go on your YouTube right now and you go to your YouTube recommended, you're probably going to see, like, how I became a millionaire at 18, or how I make 100,000 million a month at 23 years old. Oh, how I'm friends with Kanye West. Oh yeah, how I met Drake. And then we just hear, like, what am I doing? Like, I'm working in a supermarket, or I'm working in just this dead-end office job, like, and they're doing this. What am I doing with my life? Or a lot of you probably subscribe to a lot of these like travel vlogger type YouTubers that are going and traveling to all of these countries, and now you're feeling like, I want to do that. And then you sort of challenge your own identity because you're like, well, I've got this job and I'm trying to work my way up in this job, but I want to go do what they're doing. I want to go and travel. I want to be a YouTuber. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to live life on my own terms. But you're not doing it, and it just makes you feel depressed almost that you're not in their position. And then another thing that social media does is we sort of, all of us together, we set these like societal norms where if you haven't moved out of your house by the age of 20 years old, you're a bum. Like, I'm 23 years old now and I still live with my parents. And sometimes I'll just be laying there at night just thinking, should I just, like, just fuck it and move out? Like, doesn't matter what position I'm in right now. Should I just move out and just go? Because that seems to be the right thing. I know some people who are still, like, they're like 27, 28 years old and they still live at home with their parents. And they probably feel the same way. They probably feel like kind of depressed about the fact that they haven't moved out yet. Or if you're not making this certain amount of money, or you don't drive this nice car. I was decently successful as an entrepreneur when I was like 19, 20 years old. So I bought myself a BMW when I was like 19. No one else that I knew where I lived drove a BMW, and I had one. And it felt good at first, but I'm not going to lie, after a while, the novelty just wore off. And then you're in a position where you're just like, I got this car now. Yeah, people like complimented me for it in the beginning, but it's like, I've still got this car. I'm literally sitting in this car right now. But I don't care. It's just like if I'm driving like any other car. I don't care. It's just a fucking car. But I didn't think that at the time. I thought that because that was what all of the other young entrepreneurs were doing, that I should do the same thing. And then because of all of this, you question, what do I truly want from my life? Do I want to travel loads? Do I want to be an entrepreneur? Do I want to work for myself? Do I want to work a normal job? Do I want to just dedicate my life to the gym? Do I want to, like, fix poverty? What do I want to do with my life? Do I need to do anything? Should I do nothing? Should I just go and be addicted to the drogas? What should I do? I don't know. Like, I don't know what path my life should go down. And we just sit here and we just think, how the hell do I get out of this feeling? It's like a feeling of just stillness. We're not moving. We're not progressing. We're just like this. We're not going down. We're not going up. We're just living life, taking life day by day, just confused. So you might feel right now that you're really lost in life and you don't know what to do. I've only gained sort of a lot of clarity on where I want to take my life over the past like 2 months. Before that, the past like 3 years, I've been so depressed. And after doing these things that I'm about to explain to you, my life has just felt like it's finally starting to pick up pace again. Because when I was 17, 18, 19, I was mad on my entrepreneurial stuff, and I had like a decent bit of success, more success than the average person of that age. It wasn't anything crazy, but it was, if I told you the numbers, it was a lot. Like at one point I was making like 10,000 a month when I was like 20. So that in the societal norms was good, but for me at the time it wasn't good. I felt so numb to it. I became numb to money, and I felt like I'm only making 10,000 a month and all of these people around me are making 50,000, 100,000, 500,000. So yeah, I'm not happy. Now these 3 things that I'm about to explain to you have made my life a whole lot clearer and made me feel a lot more positive. It made me feel like my life is actually going uphill again. So if you watch these and you understand these things, they will fix this problem for you as well. So the first thing is self-reflection and awareness. Part of the reason why we feel this way at this point in our lives right now is because we haven't taken the time to understand ourselves enough. Let me ask you this. How many times in the past year have you sat down for 10, 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever, even just 2 minutes, and you've sat down and you've wrote down all of the thoughts in your mind. You've wrote down how you feel about life, your passions, your fears, your desires, what you want from life, what you hate in life, your strengths, your weaknesses, all of it. I guarantee you haven't. You haven't done it once in the past month, in the past 6 months, in the past year. You probably haven't done this once. You're trying to spend all of this time learning about the outside world, how to make money online, how to do this, how to do that, but you don't even understand yourself from within. So the best actionable ways that you can self-reflect and gain that proper awareness of your mind is through meditation and journaling. Now, before you say, oh, no, I'm clicking off this video now because I hear everyone saying that, just listen, just hear me out for a second. When you meditate, you're tapping into your thoughts uninterrupted. You're spending your whole day playing video games, at your job, speaking to other people, listening to music, making food, driving around. You're doing all of these things. You can't tune into nothing. Download the Headspace app, Calm, Medito, or just literally use YouTube and sit there with your thoughts and let them reign free. This is kind of a weird analogy, but when you get chicken and seasoning and you rub the seasoning onto the chicken and then you put it in the fridge overnight, the seasoning becomes one with the chicken. What's that called? Marinating. And this is what we need to do with our thoughts. We need to sit there and let them marinate. We need to sit there and almost become one with our thoughts. This is the only way that you can understand them and understand them. Another quick way that you can do this is through journaling. And I know you're going to say, oh, everyone always talks about journaling. I should actually make a guide on how to actually journal, because so many people just tell you, just write your thoughts down on the paper. Like, come on, man. I'm going to make a video soon on a guide on how to actually journal. Like, I'm going to tell you what actual thoughts to write on the paper and what to think and how to actually use this to improve your life. Now, the second thing I need you to start doing is to explore. And this means explore the world physically, but also explore different hobbies and interests. I think it was yesterday's video, I was giving life advice to teenagers, and I was saying about how you need to get as much experience under your belt by trying as many things as you can. Just any opportunity that arises, just try it out and see how you find it. And I think this is the exact same whether you're a teenager or in your 20s, because we're at this point where we feel like we don't know what we want with our lives. We don't know what we like. We don't know what we want to do, what path we want to go down. Maybe if you stop doing the same things every single day, every single week of every single year, maybe you'll figure out something that you like and you'll find something that sort of your true calling. For example, with me with this YouTube stuff, right? I've tried so many different businesses in the past. I've said it in loads of my other videos as well, but most businesses for me just never clicked. But I've started doing this YouTube and it just felt like it didn't matter how my day was going, I can still get a video up. I can still have a topic, think of a topic and get in front of a camera and speak. It almost feels like, I don't want to say it now because it's still early doors, but it feels like I might have found my true calling, the thing that I was truly meant to do in this world. And it feels good, man. Like, you feel so fulfilled when you feel like you're doing the thing that you've always wanted to do deep down. Because even when I was 12 years old, 13 years old, I wanted to do YouTube, but I never done it. When I was 19, 20, I messed about with a little bit of YouTube. I think I uploaded on a different channel like a few videos, but they were really bad and I didn't really like it. It was in the rap niche. because I do rap theme pages. That's one of my other little businesses. But I didn't really enjoy it. But now I'm doing this stuff where I'm just speaking about life and my own self-improvement journey. It's like, it feels so good, man. I could do this all day long. I could literally, some days I feel like, do you know what? I'm going to make 3 videos. But I'm stopping myself. I'm like, no, Nathan, just 1 video a day is good enough. 1 video a day and just work it out from there. But I just sometimes just want to do like so many videos and just put out so much content because I have so many thoughts in here that I want to just get out. But anyway, as I was saying, you need to get as much experience under your belt as you possibly can. It doesn't matter what age you are. You could literally be late 20s. Get as much experience under your belt, because this is the only way for you to know what you like and what you don't like in your life. If you just go through your life just doing the same things every day, you're never going to know what you truly want to do. If you feel like you have this urge to just go backpacking around Europe for 2 months, save up your money and just go and do it. You've got nothing to lose, so just do it. And if you hate it, guess what? You never have to do it again. If you feel like you want to join a soccer team or you want to go join a basketball team, join it. If you feel like you hate it, you can leave. And guess what? You never have to do it ever again. And this is the beauty of trying things out. You're not locked in. You don't have to do it forever. But if you do love it, guess what? You could try and create a career out of it if you wanted to. And guess what? Now you feel way more happier. You feel way more fulfilled with your life. The last thing I need you to understand is your expectations in life. It doesn't matter what you do. There's always going to be someone that is probably better than you in some way or another. When I was like 19, 20 years old, I reached a point where I was making 10,000 a month. I'm not at that point now, just to be completely transparent. I basically became complacent and just, it fell off a cliff. I'm still doing all right now. I'm working my way back up, but I'm not where I was before. And when I was that age, no one around me that I knew personally was making that kind of money. So I felt good. But then you go on social media and you see what everyone else is doing. And there's always that guy that's 18 years old, so he's 1-2 years younger than me, and he's making quadruple the amount of money I was making. That made me feel terrible. But in retrospect, like when I actually looked on the situation, when I look at it now, I was doing very well for someone my age. Now, if you're in the gym and you're trying to get a good physique, there's always going to be someone that you think has got a better physique than you. When you think about, you know, when you're trying to get girls or whatever, and you're saying, yeah, I can get loads of girls, there's always going to be that next guy there that can get more girls than you. There's always going to be someone that's traveled to more countries than you. There's always going to be someone that has a better car than you. It doesn't matter what you do with your life, there is always going to be someone that has better than you or has more than you. So we've got to accept what we have and be appreciative for what we have. If you've grown up with a roof over your head your whole entire life, you've lived in a home, you haven't had to be homeless, be grateful. Because you can never expect to get more in your life if you're not appreciative and you're not grateful for what you currently have. My family didn't grow up, you know, the wealthiest. I grew up in like a little bit of a poor family. And there was one period of my life for 3 months where we didn't have anywhere to live, and we had to live at my granddad's house, at my mum's dad's house. But apart from that, my whole entire life, I've had a roof over my head. So I'm so grateful for that. Pretty much every day of my life, I've been able to have food on the plate for dinner, even if it's just beans on toast, whatever. I'm grateful for that. I'm happy with the position I'm in now. I'm happy with my life. Am I where I want to be? No. Of course, I need to elevate. I need to level up 10 million times more in my life. And you probably do as well. But you need to be happy and grateful for where you are now, because you can't make any progress without that. You've got to think abundantly so that you can have more abundance in your life. That's the way that life works. And that sounds cliche as fuck, and it's kind of cringy. Sometimes I say things and I'm just like, why did I say that? Like, the bottom line is, this phase of your life is only temporary. So if you take the time out of your day to truly understand your thoughts and feelings, you manage your expectations of life correctly, and you try and get as much experience as you can under your belt, everything will be fine and everything will turn out the way that you want it to, okay? You got this, bro.